Angelic Messenger, a man's quest to become an angel of God, Part 1. Preface. Introductions. Let me move to the manuscript. Come on, move. Oh, here we go. I am on a quest from the missions of God that sent me from the glory of communion, filling me with the blood of Christ with godlike speed that sails me down the universe. From out of my bellows I pray to God as He journeys to my presence. He is not far from me now. God's blessings upon you, my angels, with mercy that pleases my thoughts by the scent of your senses, for your mass has been long overdue. And the glory of your presence in my eyes that will make me that soul in you again, my beloved brothers and confidants. We'll be together soon. Cataclysmic results of good superseding all evil. Trajectory triangulated, annihilating any threatening incoming presence, either spiritually or telepathically. This binds angels with your presence. My absolute desire to become an angel of God was just a shimmer of light, the fervors of the Lord's excitement, knowing what kind of exuberance we would receive when we deliver our messages. I amassed the secrets about life after death, the stories about the deception of Adam and Eve, and how the battle of principalities was won. I explained how Satan forged his own empire to fight against our Republic, our Heavenly Father, and Christ in heaven. Content: labor pains, color me purple, or the oracle, the dream, don't take the girl, the illusion of sin, ladder of salvation, time odyssey, at the water's edge, the final bow. Part 2. Introductions. Angelic Messenger. From the outside looking in. The Awakening. Without Boundaries. The Sequestered Kennedy. Vision of Our Darkest Day. Another Parallel. Decoding God's Messages. This is the introductions. Introductions. My journey begins in Jungle Prada, a historic location where the Spanish explorer Pablo de Narvaez landed his monster ships in Florida. The day was April 15th, 1528. Narvaez has his 5 ships with crew of 300 men landed in where St. Petersburg is now. This 5-ship armada was the first landing on the peninsula known as Florida in the jungle called Prada. Back then, the area was a natural rainforest. It was the location for the first Easter celebration in the North American continent. Narvaez expected to see lions, tigers, and elephants, but the only thing he found were the riches of a lush Florida landscape, a wonderful climate, and a tribe of curious Indians. The story takes place in Jungle Prada, where my family lived. It was not an easy life, even though this jungle calmed my spirit with its thick, vibrant green foliage. My life started with an abusive father torturing my mother while being involved in drugs. Father tormented mother to the point that caused wickedness to permeate throughout the house. I was plagued with an ominous presence that covered my demise. This evil presence took me through physical, mental, and spiritual crisis, even catastrophe many times. Yet I am alive because of God's grace and protection. I know that my past journey has become today's mission, not only to atone for my own sins, but to tell a story so that others will benefit. With Jungle Prada being a backdrop, I tell a story of how I came to witness visually and audibly the supernatural. I have repented, atoned, and sought salvation every moment of every day. My opposition starts out with my father, but the real antagonist was Satan. Then I was taken into darkness, deceived by a priest who led me into the pit of despair that would lead ultimately to madness. Even I turned against my own best wishes after many poor decisions that left me vulnerable to a priest who was a conjurer of darkness. I married at 16, fathered 3 children, and started and ran a successful business. Seen as a kind of working class hero, I went astray largely because of drugs, as you will see, and lost everything, including my own life. This story almost ends with my drowning in the Gulf of Mexico, surrounded by hammerhead sharks. The circumstances to my survival and rescue is nothing less than miraculous. The big part of my story includes messages and visions from supernatural beings that started when I was a young boy. In part 2 of this book, I will reveal the amazing messages given to me by the Archangel Dardekia, among others. I have revolutionary theories about my patent that involves subatomic nuclear fusion, hydroelectric power, and basically my patent is a device that purifies water while producing electricity. This machine will show how humanity must evolve like Nasara Jasara to avoid utter destruction. It can also send chilled water on top of a glacier to reverse global warming. An ice block, ice cubes. Nevertheless, readers, first I want to tell you my own story. Chapter 1, Labor Pains.